good.
So a few months back, SIG launched the Cross Magnum in 300 Winchester Magnum, and we have been putting it through its paces since then, putting a ton of rounds down range at all various distances, even out past 1,000 yards, all in the hopes of giving you, the viewer, a real idea of what it would be like to own one of these very impressive rifles. And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today, the SIG Cross Magnum in 300 Win Mag. For those that don't know, the Cross lineup is a completely new take on the old and tired bolt-action rifle. You could say that the Cross is bringing the bolt-action hunting rifle into the 21st century with new modern components, features, and materials. All Cross rifles have a few common features you won't find in most bolt actions. First of all, familiar and comfortable AR-style controls, easily swappable barrels allowing user-level caliber changes, folding stock to make the rifle more compact, and all Cross rifles are also designed to be lightweight, making them easier to carry on long hunting expeditions. The Cross lineup utilizes a one-piece receiver design, which is a huge departure from the typical bolt-action tubular design that dates back to the 1800s. Using the one-piece receiver allows the receiver and the chassis to be one part in the same, shedding weight over the typical design. Also, this more modern design, reminiscent of the AR-15, makes customization easier, like the swappable barrels, grips, handguards, and so forth. What's new in this iteration is now the Cross is long action compatible, like this one being in 300 Win Mag. But with barrel blanks available, you could change this barrel out and shoot other calibers, like all the PRC rounds from Hornady. There's also some major, yes, you need at least 2 majors, feature improvements from the original Cross. And we'll get to all of that in a minute, but I know that you guys want to see how it performed, so we'll do that first. I know a few of you have been kind of wearing me out on Instagram over the weights. The Cross Magnum is a hunting rifle at its core and pretty lightweight for a Magnum rifle at only 8.9 pounds for the bare rifle. 300 Win Mag is a full-on Magnum caliber and has a ton of kinetic energy on target. And if you are stalking an elk for long distances, this is a great combination and this rifle will excel at that role. I plan on shooting this rifle a ton, so I'm going to add some weights to help with the recoil a little. For those that don't know, weight directly reduces recoil. So if you have an 8-pound 300 Win Mag versus a 12-pound 300 Win Mag, the 12-pounder will feel like it has less recoil on your shoulder. Even though I will say the Cross Magnum does do a great job of absorbing the recoil for as light as it is. So anyway, to reiterate, the primary goal of this rifle is stalking game for long distances and laying down one very accurate, very powerful shot with a ton of kinetic energy. Our goal is just to plink some steel at various ranges, so we added some weights. When you are considering a new rifle, the weight of the rifle and your intended use for that rifle should always be taken into consideration. Another thing that should be taken into consideration is if you have a lightweight rifle, kind of like this Cross Magnum, it is always so much easier to add weight to it if you just want to go to the range and shoot with your buddies than it is to have a really heavy rifle, and now you need to find some way to lose that weight if you want to, say, take it on a hunt. Remember, just like in life, gaining weight is always far easier than shedding it. Alright, let's get back to the performance of the SIG Cross Magnum. So So we regularly shot groups at 100 yards right at 1 MOA and sometimes maybe slightly better. But here's a group right at 1 inch with the SIG match ammo. I know that might not be overly impressive to some, but here's what I'll say. At least for me and some others I've talked to, sometimes Magnum rounds don't quite group as well at shorter distances like 100 yards as they do at further distances. There are some theories about this concerning the massive amount of gunpowder and it taking longer than 100 yards for the bullet to fully stabilize, and that might be a very interesting topic for another video. But I wanted to show you this clip where the Cross Magnum stacks a string of 3 shots at 500 yards right on top of one another.
What? You're within kissing distance of the top red dot on that. That's a great cold board. That'll work. That's gonna look good on camera.
That'll work. Not bad.
Looks real good. Yep. Go ahead.
Either way, if you do your job, this rifle is more than accurate enough to make whatever shot at whatever distance you need. And multiple shooters were also easily able to make hits out to 1,000 yards and a little beyond. Let's start with the barrel. As I said before, this is a user level quick change barrel, so you could change this out to 300 PRC or any other long action caliber you are interested in. It's also a 1 in 9 twist, which is a little faster than the more common 1 in 10 that you see for 300 Win Mag. This should help with accuracy and stabilizing the newer, heavier projectiles some people are using in their loads. The rail utilizes ARCA across the bottom. This allows the easy attachment of accessories and allows you to quickly move them to any spot on the rail. This is the future for rifle accessories, especially when it comes to bipods, tripods, but other accessories too. It also has M-LOK available all around the rail, including the bottom too, so if you don't have any ARCA accessories, no need to worry. Moving back, like I said, very AR inspired controls, nice vertical style grip that feels very good. Another really nice touch is the safety is placed like an AR, but the way it's molded, it becomes a very comfortable thumb rest when shooting the rifle. The magazine release is also a big improvement over the original design. Now it's a bigger button that can be activated on either side of the trigger guard. This could easily be done with your trigger finger. The older Cross had this little tiny button on the inside of the trigger guard, and while that was very streamlined, sometimes it wasn't very intuitive to release the magazine. The trigger is an exceptional 2-stage and mine is pulling right at about 2.5 pounds on my scale. Another thing that is greatly improved over the original Cross is the hinge on the stock. The old one, you kind of had to do this push-pull movement that, while not bad, again, maybe it wasn't the most efficient. The new one is extremely robust and simple, button to unlock, beautiful, simple design. The bolt handle itself is a great size and the throw is shortened on this rifle. I believe it's 60 degrees like the regular Cross, but as you can see, it's definitely not a full 90-degree throw. Another thing is SIG has somehow decreased the bolt throw while maintaining a bolt that is very easy to manipulate. Sometimes in some other rifles, as bolt throw decreases, the bolt gets significantly harder to manipulate, but not the case with the SIG Cross Magnum. Lastly, the buttstock is completely customizable to the shooter's exact needs. Every aspect is quick adjust with no tools needed. Again, an extremely well thought out design and execution. Also, the whole rifle is this beautiful anodized brown. SIG refers to it as coyote. Whatever you want to call it, I really like the look of it, and being anodized gives the Cross Magnum a very durable and attractive coating that is much stronger than any kind of paint that you could come up with. I'd just like to say that this is a phenomenal rifle, and this review has been a ton of fun to make. The SIG Cross Magnum is an amazing offering. They took cues from the successful Cross, made some great improvements while allowing this rifle to accommodate Magnum calibers. If you're looking for something along these lines, I'd highly recommend the Cross Magnum. Of course, I'd also like to argue I really don't think there's anything like the Cross Magnum. It's very cool we now have all the improvements of a modern day rifle now available in long action or Magnum rifle calibers. Now we need a micro action from SIG. 300 black, 5.56, 6 arc, yes please. Guys, thank you so much for watching. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because as always, we have some really big reviews in the works that you won't want to miss. If you want to know what those reviews are way before they hit the YouTube channel, check us out on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, where you can see what's being reviewed in real time. And by the way, check the links in the description. There you can find some cool stuff that I found and the best deals on it. If you want to help support Alabama Arsenal, the absolute best way to do that is through Patreon. These videos can be surprisingly expensive to make, and every little bit helps and is greatly appreciated. There's also Alabama Arsenal gear available right below the video if you want to go out and represent. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching.